Some Harleys already look like they're spoiling for a fight, but these customized machines go above and beyond. Motorcycles are complex, highly technical, and oftentimes temperamental machines, and because of the inherent difficulty of working on motorcycles, especially for hobbyists that aren't trained mechanics, there are thousands of garages all over the world filled with half-finished motorcycle projects, restorations, and cafe racer builds. Some models should only ever be ridden, never modified, like anything from Ducati, for example. Models from other manufacturers, say Honda or BMW, for example, can be a lot more customization-friendly in nature. The same can be said for Harley-Davidson as well, a company with a rich history of wrenching owners. Fans of the bar and shield motorcycles are prone to taking these relatively simple machines and making one-off motorcycle art out of them. And if you think it's nothing but choppers, cruisers, and baggers, you're in for a real treat, as the geniuses behind these creations span a wide gamut of styles, from vintage race bikes to enduro dual sports, each as unique as the shop that created them. Here are the top 10 list of incredible Harley-Davidson custom motorcycles we want. Number 10. Signature Series Cafe Sportster by Roland Sands Design. Roland Sands Design is a well-known entity in the custom motorcycle world. Not only is it a full-fledged online motorcycle shop that sells parts, gear, and apparel, they're also a custom garage building unique creations out of anything they can get their hands on. Like a Royal Enfield, for example. They're so creative, in fact, they're featured 3 times in this article, starting things off on the right foot, and with their customers firmly in mind, is the Signature Series Cafe Sportster. Developed to be a parts kit for turning your own Harley-Davidson Sportster into a cafe racer, this bike featured new seat, clip-ons, grips, gauge mount, exhausts, rear set pegs, levers, and air cleaner, all designed and provided by RSD. This was initially a simple mod to showcase how easy it could be to customize your own bike, but it is no less effective in turning a stock Harley into an all-new creation. Here are the key design features. Signature Series Cafe Sportster. Number 9, Supercharged Street 750 Evil XG by number 8, Wire Moto. The folks at number 8, Wire Moto, took a stock Street 750 and turned it into a supercharged flat tracker, inspired by the great Evel Knievel himself. This simple yet evocative dirt machine is filled to the brim with high-end parts, like the Ducati Monster Radiator, a ProCharger A1R, and an ECM by Thundermax. The shop dyno-tuned this bad boy, making sure the bike is a top-of-the-line performance machine that's as sharp on the track as it is on the One Moto Show stage, where it won the award for Best Racehorse. Here are the key design features of Supercharged Street 750 Evil XG. Number 8, Sportster 883 Harley by Revival Cycles. Revival Cycles are well known for their endless creativity and for starting the Hand-Built Show in Austin, Texas, which features custom motorcycles from around the country. The Harley is a styling exercise in pure minimalism. The whole construction process was documented, and seeing the humble 883 shed all of its parts to become a streamlined brat-style bike should be interesting to see for any custom bike fan. Here are the key features of Sportster 883 Harley number 7 Tex L1200 Sportster by Hageman. Cycles approach their XL 1200 Sportster build with an if-it-ain't-broke attitude of don't mess with perfection. Choosing to emphasize rather than completely reconstruct was the right move, and the end result is a Harley-Davidson that looks very familiar in silhouette, yet so very much a custom build. Besides the vintage paint and the number 1 logo, which harkens back to Harley's racing days, the shop changed out the exhaust, fitted some knobbies, mounted a bash plate, and sent it on its way. It's a simple yet gorgeous build that manages to elevate an already good-looking bike. Here are the key features of XL 1200 Sportster. Number 6 KRRT Sporty by Roland Sands Design RSD are back, this time with a proper racing-inspired Harley, based on the legendary KRTT from the 60s. Built on top of the Sportster 48 chassis, this cutting-edge performance bike used top-of-the-line components like Olin shocks, Brembo brakes, and a flat tracker S&S exhaust system. But the cherry on top is the overall retro race bike design, which so thoroughly changed the Sportster look. You'd be forgiven if you'd thought that this was a vintage Bimota rather than a modern Harley-Davidson. Here are the key design features of KRRT Sporty number 5, Homemade Sin by Icon 1000. The Homemade Sin is one brutal beast of a bike. Housing an S&Amped-S V-twin inside a Dyna frame, the bike comes straight out of some dystopian future. A hot rod through and through, this bike features a mishmash of ideas that somehow, at the end of the day, seem to work as a cohesive, albeit messy design. The twin pipes sticking out from under the seat reference racers from the 70s and 80s, while the bizarre square headlight adds even more personality to an already angular shape. Suffice it to say, we love this Mad Max street fighter, beefy tires and all. Here are the key design features of Homemade Sin by Icon 1000 number 4 Sex 1250 Dirtster Bioway LC Fabrications. Folks have been hacking away at Harleys and making them dirt-friendly for a long time. It's a time-honored tradition, and the talented bunch at LC Fabrications have certainly risen to the occasion. There is great attention to detail on the Dirtster, starting with the funky exhaust system, which is unlike anything we'd seen before. Carbon fiber parts are plentiful, making this bike lighter and more nimble on its off-road tires. But as much as we'd love to swing a leg over this Harley Dual Sport, it'll never happen, as it is currently drawing visitors at the Haas Moto Museum in Dallas, Texas. Here are the key design features of SX 1250 Dirtster number 3 Amera Tracker by Roland Sands. Designed, the final RSD contribution is this sweet, flat tracker that looks like it's ready to take on Indian's infamous wrecking crew. Everything about this bike screams retro in the best way possible. Once again, built to showcase Roland Sands' design catalog of custom Sportster parts, the Amera Tracker reconceptualizes what a modern Harley should be. A rough-and-tumble adversary for Indian's FTR 1200. If nothing else, it shows how easily HD can transition into making motorcycles that aren't based on cruisers. Here are the key design features of Amera Tracker number 2, 1997 XL 1200 Sportster Chopper by Alex P4. A much more personal touch, this tastefully customized chopper was done not by a shop, but by one Italian enthusiast. It took Alex P 2 years and over 600 hours to sculpt this handsome motorcycle. You can read more of his story at Lowbrow Customs if you're interested in a deeper dive. The bike itself is decidedly retro, exotic, and almost delicate with mirror finishes, golden accents, and a sculpted white seat. Choppers go in and out of fashion from decade to decade, but Pi's take has a timeless feel to it that should be appreciated regardless of what's in style today. Here are the key design features of 997 XL 1200 Sportster Chopper. Before we proceed to our number 1 spot, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And number 1, Street 750, Whiskey Grade Dirt 750 by Analog Motorcycles. One way to change the appeal of a typical street rod 750 for the better is to fundamentally change everything about it. And that's what the team at Analog Motorcycles set out to do with resounding success. Not only did they turn the 750 into a badass off-road capable scrambler, they'd done it with a strikingly cohesive design. Every element here fits perfectly, as it should, from the color of the wheel rims that match the tank paint stripe, to the perforated heat guard on the exhaust pipes, to the bench seat and the soft luggage panniers on the rear rack. This bike is so well put together, it looks like it rolled off the factory floor of some parallel world Harley-Davidson plant. This bike, if it were to come out from HD right now, would give Triumph and Ducati a serious run for their money in the scrambler segment, perhaps finally redeeming the 750 and giving it a new lease on life. Here are the key design features of Street 750, Whiskey Grade Dirt. 750, thank you for watching.